Alright, to episode 21. Yeah, just trying to remind everybody where we are at this time. Well, then again, the episode number's on the video title anyhow. I just had a habit of saying it. But anyways, the current situation of the expanding Deccan Empire. Well, there's another disease. Slow fever. No, camp fever, excuse me. That's been around for 3 months, and it could potentially spread into our capital, Chola once again. Which we do not have much of an epidemics resistance, in which we don't have a good hospital structure. If we can get more of these type of buildings, if we want to have more disease resistance, as well as that, well, wish we could build that, but what good would that do? That would be a waste of space, and just rely on the hospital instead of the Hindu temple locally, as that thing is under construction, along with the Great Harbor, which will eventually be a lot better for our trade, as well as the number of ships that we'll have in that particular port. Well, right now there's a potential, although a possible civil war due to increased council power, but some of that is because of raised levies, and I recently fought a dishonorable duel with an old man. It's like, well, if you got a problem with that, well, or I could just easily summon him and just put a hit on him, you know. Like, put a bounty on him, and some bounty hunter's gonna go kill him, and then I can feel relieved about the dead rival of mine. But since we have a lot of money, I think it's long overdue to start building some structures here. Because, I'm not saying that our military is neglect. No, it's just, want to set the stage for the future of our future generations. That we could say we are a strong military, but economically, not so much. We need to change that. Yeah, walls is just for a little bit more of the structure. And I think it's about that time to look for resources around here. And once I take a couple of years or a couple of months off of warfare, and let us recover our losses from our recent conflicts out west, so we can declare one more. Oh, you aren't doing that. I was considering about declaring a religious liberation for Punjab, but looks like these guys from Rajputana are doing it. So I was thinking, think we need your help? Maybe we could intervene, but you don't have any friends with you, right? All the heck way over there? Probably not. And also you should be worried about the rise of the Seljuks, which they are Turkish by origin, but they changed their culture to Persian. Because there are more, you know, Persians that live in that area, so it would make sense. Because Turkish culture is, I was about to say non-existent. No, doesn't appear to be. There are no Turks in this one except for them, but they changed it to Persian, so you could say, yeah, the Turks are still around, it's just they decided to change their language and culture just to blend in and maybe try to carve up this vacuum that was left after we shattered the Abbasids. And that's what's left of them. They still have their own sultanate, but their caliph is out there somewhere. Yeah, Caliph Mukhtar. And what is this? I was about to say a new sultanate. I mean, back then these guys owned most of it, and now newly independent Egypt. Of a distinctive Egyptian culture. Egyptian Arabic, mind you. So for now on, we'll just only take Tamil from war, And if we need to help them out on the religious liberation of Punjab, we can. Maharaja of Koshala against Sultan of Punjab. Well, I believe the Rajput is going to get it done. And now there's another claimant war, so I don't know about this. Should I dare intervene? And also we thought about looking for claimants on Kingdom of Malwa. See if we can get that in the future. There's one young man who's my cousin. Either that or him. And is landed. Already has children. That's my aunt. Yeah, our relatives from the North Indian Kingdom. But so you know what? Give me him. Whereas for you, you are commander, and I don't think you would want to leave the post, but... Look, it's going to be either of you two, alright? I will find you a county where... Well, we're going to find you, you know, a county for you to be landed at. Alright, you already have your own son, and you got a, you know, new bastard dynasty. That's just created out of it. Named after yourself. You know what I thought about it, but Maharaja or the Rani? This may be against my better judgment, but get it. So yes, it's a rebellion. And if we were to beat the Rani, then I can revoke our titles and get that guy who has a claim to Malwa. And then we'll eventually fight for it, just like what we did with Kosala. We wanted to do that again. But take him out, which would be not only connect to our empire, but it would be a huge victory for our empire. Even though people are tired of wars, but this is a defensive war. So therefore, they're all right with it. Once again, playing politics. And also antagonizing this old monk. He already has a reputation for a strict and uncompromising character. He's like tact and understanding and blind for following the rules and traditions will never lead him to his prediction unless somebody reproaches him. You're drunk! Because he is a drunkard. Response to attempt cider has been extremely polite and reasonable, so much that it puts me in a difficult position. It would not be appropriate for me to continue harassing him with such a kind and thoughtful response. So I stop antagonizing him. Well, to be fair, I've been antagonizing the wrong type of guy. He's a sannyasi, Hindu monk. So anything that I would just say disparaging about him, even though he's my rival, he's just say, oh, thank you, you know, he's at peace with the world. There's a reason why he renounced the world. So. Yeah, can't antagonize him, so... You got to freak out, antagonize you instead. That's why they call me the Cruel. Camp fevers in Chola Empire. Shut the gates. Once again, unfortunately. Do any of these claims, though I stopped, involve killing my daughter? Which, by the way, she's my only daughter. No, it doesn't appear to be, but I want to auto-stop that font. I guess these rivals went away. Passed on, I assume. Except for this guy. She's with me. I didn't credit it when my maid claimed to have heard that Rajadeo Simha III can't sleep because he's constantly thinking of me. But now all my friends are saying it too. It will never happen. I could care less about his sex life. I care about getting this piece of land and put a guy who has a claim to the kingdom there. Get out of here. We're just putting our army together, and this will be a quick victory, based on what we're dealing with. And I hope the Zoroastrians don't interfere on this matter. And oh my goodness, the Zoroastrians of Bengal have accomplished taking Magadha, and now he is the Khan of Bihar. Yeah, Magadha, the home of Patliputra, the legendary ancient capital of the great Indian empires, has fallen to the Zoroastrians. All the more reasons of why I must get that kingdom, so we can block them from advancing any further west. Because sooner or later, we will fight against the Zoroastrians, which I said that many times, which is almost becoming a running gag of sorts. Right, just go. Follow them. Doctor, why'd you evoke him? Oh, Jayan. Now, Confucianism has made its way into Europe. Yeah, just drive them out of here. They burnt my mother. My cousin from up north. If that ain't Kinsang, I don't know what is, because clearly he did. He's done a terrible act. Was my mother burnt for being a secret Jayan or something else? Small defeat, but here comes a big one. After Mother's funeral, I'm approached by her old friend, Sultan Netantakai, wants to speak to me. Apparently, Mother wanted her to look after me. She's offering me her friendship and protection. My cousin, who is syphilis-stricken, who is married to the man of Rajputana, who is on the verge of liberating Punjab for us Hindus. It will be fun. Tell you what. Retake that holding. We'll do the sieging. Just assault, assault, assault. Hope it's not camp fever. More scores 95. What about my daughter? My only daughter, Nilakanti. Did I get her name right? Tamilakam. That's how I'm pronouncing it, is that, since I have little difficulty with Tamil names. The Bajaris kept me up late for days, stargazer, to reconnect with the moon, he said. The good symptom treatment. You say so. You know, one more battle. I was thinking, just catch hold of it. Oh yes, let's not forget about my father, the founder of the empire who's renounced the world. At least he's living in peace. Why rest in peace if you can live in peace? That's what he would say. And I gained another friend, and that's my husband. How many friends do I have? 3. Including my cousin and my husband. Diarrhea. Yep, it's dysentery, alright. Can't be camp fever, otherwise that would be absurd. Alright, now let's revoke her titles. Take off at least one county off of you. Special reason to revoke the truce. Well, since you are independent from me, hold too many duchies. The Raj of Kashi. Alright, who's the owner of that region? You should be given Kashi. Now, what about the Malwa claimant fella that we just brought in recently? If he's still around. At least one of you. I doubt I can give you the Raja Kalinga because, well, that's going to be an obstacle. Tell you what. Just have to throw in the oubliette. I don't want to do too many cruel, tyrannical things. Especially that this man who wants the Kalinga land, because, you know, it belongs to him. Back to your post. Has Punjab been liberated yet? Yeah, but now he's dealing with the other troubles. Unless I want to send my retinue up there as a way of volunteers. But, it's kind of doubtful. But the only war we can intervene is the Punjab. And what are you doing? Holy war for Lahore. Lahore is part of Punjab. That's the whole kingdom. That region. We could possibly intervene, but I don't have to send my vassal troops there. Just only the retinue. It's strong enough. At least in theory, but they gotta combine a coalition of sorts with them. Such as the Emirate, the Republic of Basra, which don't have great numbers, not yet. Baghdad and Mansoura. Actually, with that combined strength, they could defeat the Rajputana. But what can you do? Probably not intervene because, you know, too much cost. So we'll think about it. Unless I'm just gonna say, screw it, give me it. Wait a minute. Have a claim? I have a claim? Yes, I do. I have dysentery, but it's a claim. Mild illness, so this won't kill me, so I have to go for a minor treatment. Give me it. And I'll give him a Kalinga. As long as you know what you're doing. Yep. It's a successful treatment. Churning in my bowels. Okay. Now to get you out of my court and go to this piece of territory, the county is yours. And you will have the Raja Kalinga. Which, yes, it will remain separate from the rest of the kingdom. And due to vassal inheritance, he also holds, you know, Varanasi. I mean, the wife is, but the boy is gonna get Varanasi. Is that even a right call? Or to stop the realm from separating, we could just fight a de jure claim on Varanasi itself, so nobody needs to leave. But you have a weak claim. Also, where are you in the line of succession? I did not look this up. Not down the line, I can tell you that. Because I do not see any Orzak claim for Malwa itself. But in a future conflict, de jure claim of Varanasi would be the only practical option. Instead of pushing somebody's claim to gain a piece of a county or even a Raj. For the Raj of Ananda, which would only be for against Gujarat. But that's actually over there. Or even that region. Or even down there. I don't know, we'll figure it out in the future. Just wait for this disease to blow over. As it's pretty much in nearly all of Tamil Nadu. And Kerala state, if you want to count that in the modern India sense. For those that know their Indian states. So just be patient. Don't spend too much because we're going to put our money towards finding another resource. Her path will be different because I will not make her a warrior just like our ancestors have been, but I think it's about time for a change. Since she's the only daughter, you will go to a different path. Different education. Different way of being raised as a child, focus, and then the education will be different. It's the only practical option. As I said, cannot go to war for Malwa, but Varanasi in the future. Well, he is responsible. How old is he? He's 59. I'm 37. That's dysentery. Oh boy. here we go again. I realized I had a crush on the Grand Master all along and professed my feelings. I want to know what he think. For a moment, the world stood still. I could not breathe, and the most serene, heartwarming smile spread across Vermont Deva's strong-jawed face. Never thought you would ask, Narani. Oh, my strong scholar. Yeah, he's here. They call him the Lionheart, so I actually fell in love with him. The dysentery is gone. Just for that piece of land. Look, he may hold Magadha County itself, but we hold all of its holdings. It's a wonder how he chose Patliputra to be his capital of this Zoroastrian kingdom. The rise of the Ghaznavids, the former Turkish mercenary and slave soldier on the rise in the land of the Afghans. This Sabuktigin, a zealous man who loathes infidels, seems intent on creating an empire that rivaled the caliphs of old. He just finished crushing Sultanate Musa of the Tamilakam Sultanate. Oh, I know that one. In a brutal war, tens of thousands of furious tribesmen have gathered under his banner. What a troubled region that is. I'd never seen this before. He's just a sheikh with 50,000 at his disposal. Where is he from? Oh my goodness, he lives right there. Well, if he could definitely beat out the Western Indian kingdoms. But for us, well, looks like we have a new enemy. And he has a bloodline to boot. The founder of the Ghaznavid dynasty. In his youth, he lived as a slave, but later in life came to rule a mighty kingdom which expanded far towards India. That's us. Well, it seems our road for a possible unification of the Indian subcontinent now has a new obstacle. He's only a sheik, but he's going to go out on a rampage, that I can tell you. Just like these Zoroastrians of the East. You could say, if we're not careful, we're going to be next. On New Year's Day, my father, Vijayaditya, the founder of the Chola Empire, Empire of the Deccan, has passed away naturally. You know, despite his flaws, but at least he was able to live and then now rest in peace. He was nearly going to be a Hindu ascetic, and then he became a holy warrior for Hinduism, much like how I am following his path. And now he became a Buddhist monk to retire. And now I inherit his empire. And since the passing, he would not live to see the day of the rise of a new enemy, which is soon to be feared, much like with the Persian Seljuks, which he's launched an invasion on Khorasan, that region there. Since he's carving up an empire, for him, he's just a sheikh, which he will probably create his own kingdom of the Punjab. Did not expect that we come from the Indus. I was about to say, you know, if we want to get more strength, I think we would have to expand eastward to consolidate more. The kidnappers overpowered me and made sure I could not call for help by stuffing a filthy rag in my mouth. Luckily, they did not get far away from me. Raja Jayasim had the third, and the guards managed to free me and capture them. Make sure they are severely punished as I give them my thanks. What trait did I pick up? Because I heard that. Was it ambitious? Was it humble? What was it? But the disease is beginning to go away very soon. Just one more month. Gates are open again. At least the faction situation has calmed down. Yeah, 50,000 strong. It's insane for this conqueror. Even though I have a better combat skill than him. But I was thinking about antagonizing him to get him to fight me, but I don't know if that would be wise. As his heirs are far more capable. I was about to say, hey, if I could get him to duel, we can get rid of that bloodline, so they wouldn't be as prosperous. But they're just capable and they would inherit this mighty powerful army. Look, I'm a member of the Holy Order, he's a member of the Fighters Guild. Stupid idea, but I'm gonna do it. Why on earth would you want to establish a tributary state for a man like him who could potentially be a great enemy and possibly the destroyer of, the West Indian kingdoms in which we had fought so hard to liberate? Yeah, we're ending that plot. Do not kill my daughter. This is what we fear. They're on to it now. Look, even if I accepted, you would still lose. I mean, we do not have the capability to stop them. Hurts me to do this, but sorry, we're gonna have to set you free. You're gonna be left to your own devices, and most likely your realm is doomed. Hey, wait a minute. Have peace with Kalinga. Stop that. He's my investment. Glad I noticed that. War ends in white peace. Nobody needs to get hurt around here. Because you may never know that I have to press this guy's claim somehow. Or just fight for Varanasi. I mean, we don't have a pact with... treaty. Peace treaty with him. Yeah. Hurry Palai the blind. So blind that... Wait. Never ends, doesn't it? I'm pregnant now. And I'll make the Pujari designated regent. I don't think it's wise to be, asking this guy to fight me while I'm pregnant. As I said, even if I join in on that war, it would take a while to assemble an army or get in my navy and fight these guys, which of course we would be devastated. But nonetheless, hey, you're getting sick, so I'll just share my feebleness. Speaking of affairs, they must be exposed. Wondering when. My husband has been avoiding me. He's not visited my bedchamber for several weeks. When I demanded to know why, he's giving nothing but feeble excuses. He's contracted syphilis. You see, that's why I fell in love with the Grandmaster and not with you. Oh, good Lord, imprison my husband and friend? But, you have to be virtuous to be a member of the Holy Order like this, so I'll do what I can for him. Which, I gave him good care. And my court physician botched the treatment afterwards. What kind of blind man are you? I'm gonna imprison you, and then I'm gonna banish you. Take all the gold back as a way of refund. And now the Pujari is my court physician. I discovered Viram. Looking in my chambers, I barely managed to restrain myself from screaming and accidentally call the guards on him. My lover told me he wished to comfort me on this stressful period of my life. So glad you came. And now he's in the mirror, just for taking back a... Now I'm in the final months, the baby is soon to be born. Keep an eye on me, never know smallpox comes to Chola Mandalam. They're sounding about South India and diseases, and we don't understand why. It's getting closer. They forbid women in the order, but for those that joined prior to it, they will not be kicked out. Now I have a son. Obviously, try to find a more easy to pronounce name. Unless you want to use some of the ancestors' names just to have them that previously. Here, Raja. Yeah. I would have loved my daughter for to rule because she's older, but that little affair, well, it's confirmed that this child is indeed my husband's and not from, the Grand Master. Or so they say. One other one. Controlled realm inheritance. Passing the controlled realm inheritance all projectiles within the realm for being inherited by characters loyal to another liege. I can make it regulated. Okay, that's for here locally. Not for people like him. And now he's going to intervene against Koshala. So, I mean, he took a big chunk of land. Alpaca. He's carving up a kingdom for himself. Or sultanate himself eventually. Shoot. Oh, we can't shut the gates because it's not time yet. You gotta wait one more month. Some of us are gonna get it. Shut it! I'm sure some of them already got smallpox. We're just very unlucky when it comes to diseases. Help him away any way you can. He's born strong, you know, and it's mild. Now I've become chaste, which would make sense at this part of the age. And I would wish to antagonize him, but he's turning it around. None of you got contracted that disease, have you? Yeah, an army of 50,000, and they have a tendency to come in groups. Yeah, he's having children. So it looks like he will have a dynasty after all. Since I'm stubborn, I'll just say there's nothing we can do for them. Fortunately, I'm stubborn, unlike my ancestors. Yeah, it looks like that possible religious liberation for Punjab seems impossible now, with the rise of a new power. Even if we try that, I think we would be facing impossible odds. Especially with the Seljuks that are also on the rise. And now Zoroastrian vassals are looking to finish them off. They're ready to put a nail in the coffin of this independent Bengali Buddhist kingdom. And fighting a religious liberation would be nice, but holy wars are better, so we can just make our way up. Like to Magadha or other places. But since we border with them, like, see, all gone now. It's only them that stands alone. So if I wanted to fight infidels, Well then, there's them. Guess he was trying to steal your stuff. So, practical option, fight holy wars, not against Muslims, but against the Zoroastrians. I think it's about time that we expand to that region. It's like we'll just go to Magadha and then to Jharkhand, where we have some degree of connection. I mean, nobody is mad that we raised the levies again. Now he's defending the rest of their Muslim brethren against Tibet and others. I mean, they got so much behind the backs, including nomads. Alright, make it official, even though it's, as far as the Zoroastrian presence, it isn't very much. The Buddhists still outnumber them. But it's time for the Hindus to make a comeback to Magadha. We are not using religious liberation. Instead, it's holy wars because they do have an ally, but it's a very small one. So, should be fine. Waited patiently for something to happen, but expansion out west, not gonna happen. East is the only option. Yeah, we are taking a region that is home of the birthplace of many of India's great empires, such as the Mauryans and the Guptas in that region. And it's also the birthplace of Buddhism and Jainism. That's what Magadha is known for. Now I will rank up in this Holy War Society as I'll go from apprentice to skillful. Word of an epidemic. The news of an epidemic in a Western Protectorate. The information is vague, but word is people are dying like flies and the fear of disease is spreading as fast as the affliction itself. Furthermore, the condition is reported irreversible as well as incurable, and the scattered records of the event are worrisome, with no source of evil revealed to people turning to their gods and on each other to protect themselves from the congregation. Many called it the new plague. Only the plague gets the weak. Black Death. Plague only gets the weak. Well then, there's already a plague here. Of sorts. The honor is mine. So let's just focus on taking Magadha. Woodcutter's Lodge in Madurai. Okay, I'll take it. It's a good resource for those who are members of the Trade League. Sorry you have to go. And I inherited some of his stuff. Take it. Matter of fact, a bunch of his stuff. Khan, Ilian, Rome. Quite a collector. Sure compensates all of my father's books, which now goes to the Raja, who they call him the Frog. No thank you, we're in the middle of something. Move on. up there. We do have a holding there. But damn. Hindus. He's got himself some mercenaries. Is it gone? No. I forgot there was a defense pact against me, but not from Mazdans. Since they're the only independent ones out there of any things that relates to the Mazdan faith, like Zoroastrian. To be there in it's November. Yeah, the old Grandmaster and lover still alive. Almost done. Okay, once you're all there. Husband died of the great pox. No need to remarry. Can't marry the Grandmaster, he's got holy duties to do. May want to split up the army. For supply reasons. Tell you what. Oh, god dang it. What did I do that? Habit. You will go to this part to go. And you will head to this region and then we'll get him in Magadha itself. And maybe I will be there for you. You know, leading the armies personally, since I'm Hindu. And we get better morale bonus when a Hindu commander is leading the troops. The Hindu ruler is leading the troops. They're only taking cities and whatnot. Destruction of the House of Wisdom. The last attack on Baghdad felled the great city. This great institution's been sacked and its books destroyed. It is said that the river now runs black with ink. Oh, the humanity! I guess it was the nomads that did this, did they? The Black Death has spread across the region. Hasn't come down to India, so it's going that way, so it's alright. But as Baghdad itself, yeah, that's the reason. Nomads conquered it. They took Baghdad. Even though the House of Wisdom still stands, it's just, well, do you have to be a Sunni Muslim to be using it? No? Even though these guys are Tengri pagans, so you could say they had a host invasion, and now they took it, and now they inherited the land where the plague is spreading like wildfire over there. Even the Seljuks are getting some of that, which are starting to lose its bit of strength. Anyways, don't worry about the plague, it's not coming to India. It ain't for us. But keep an eye on... Oh, and open the gates. Now I can lead the troops. What good army do we have anyhow? I'm a holy commander. Let's see some results. Holy commander, not quite. Well, we got the A team, and these guys are practically the B team when it comes to martial skill. Mind you, Magadha is full of jungles. There's enough room for all of us. Let's go get them. And retake those holdings as we would take Patliputra. Renewed jihad. The House of Islam is under the great threat from the onslaught of heathens and infidels into its very heartlands. In response, His Magnificence Caliph Mukhtar declared an era of renewed jihad upon the world. The core regions of Darul and Islam must be retaken at all costs. All righteous Muslim men should prepare and join the ranks of the Mujahideen in the upcoming struggles. This signals a renewed era of Islamic expansion. This was due to a part of those nomads taking Baghdad. It's a holy site, you know. So that's where he is, and he lives over there. Yeah, the Sunni Caliphate is where it resides. And there's some disturbing news, about as disturbing as the plague. Battle of Magadha. I could have sworn I heard the enemy commander Deccan Empire barking orders as I searched the jungle. He's nowhere to be found. Finally, a fellow soldier informs me that has been spotted cowering in the far back behind the tree trunk, and most disgracefully behind his troops. A good-looking man, but dual. I was chasing through the jungle when Damapati Amara shoved me aside. I'll take this one, my lady, clumsily swinging his spear. Oh my, how chivalrous. You don't swing spears, you thrust them. Bektashur. A Sufi sect of dervishes have arisen under the leadership of a certain Haji Bektashwali, a mystic from Khorasan, striving for unity of being. Bektashis train his soul through meditation and contemplation of the inner meaning of the Quran. The Bektashi order is warlike and especially popular amongst the Sunni Muslim soldiers. The order has sworn to protect Islam and combat infidels and polytheists of all kinds. Now there's a secret Buddhist society. Get rid of that copy that they put on my... Secret Jains, secret Buddhists. Is that why they call me the Cruel? Because I'm a persecutor of both Jainism and Buddhism of the region? Take Patliputra. This way, it just barely has enough room, but we'll keep assaulting. Oh yeah. At least Magadha doesn't have a full garrison since that's been recently conquered by the Zoroastrians. And now Gaia. There isn't enough room, but we'll take it. Just assault, assault, assault. That's all you gotta do. Magadha is fully under our control. Right, where's the plague? All over Persia, and is entering Anatolia, and has already gotten into Egypt. I was thinking about, even though I'm 41 years old, and thinking I should go and become a student in the monastery. Since we have taken Magadha, I'm thinking, you know, just to get him off my back, maybe he should take if we can create a Raja Magadha. No, we can't serve. Very well. I think he should, you know, be running the place. honestly, because unless I just remembered. We do have a claim on the Malwa Kingdom. Commodore in particular. Fortunately, these are women, not men. I was thinking, what about the other guy? Is he still alive? The other guy who also held some form of claimant. He should run Magadha. Not my son. That also means these places too. And we'll get you that rod somehow. I'll let you usurp it. But anyways, traveling around the realm, I've happened upon a grand monastery, the likes of which I've never seen. I noticed many great people from around, and I'm told that this is a great center of learning. The head monk suggests to stay and study for a while and leave the government with some retainer. Otherwise can offer one book and a promise of many more. I shall stay here and learn your ways. As much as I already learned something that I already know. I mean, hey. Yeah. You're a product of the... So say, both your parents Chinese? Oh, no. The dad is Hindustani. Meanwhile, he's still, expanding. But he's losing a bit of it, so only a matter of time. And he already has a son who is born quick. That's worrying. I shall go to the university. Which, interestingly, when it comes to Indian universities, there is one notable place. Gaya. Which, it has Nalanda. If I had it my way, and the money, I would build a new wonder. A grand university in Gaya, just to live up to the old Buddhist hybrid monastery university in Nalanda. Actually, retinue should stay up here. Just to get ready for a future conflict with Malwa to take Varanasi in a de jure claim. And since we've been the Zoroastrians, now they are on the defense. Or intervening in some other conflicts, which there are. So it's under Regency right now. As I'm off to the university. The local monastery university, whatever. I mean, what am I gonna learn? Yeah, I wonder how Tibet and India is escaping from the Black Death. Sometimes it could even spawn up there or there. And due to the game setting, I always like setting the epidemic start 200 years early instead of the historical one in on the 1340s, when this occurred. Free captives. Lead my men to battle. We already fought the Zoroastrians. I need this because Removes pagan homeland attrition penalty. In case if, some pagan hosts, like how they took Baghdad, may never know some of that come down there. And we'll be fighting against pagans in the future. Not to mention more morale of the armies. Just better motivated, better organized. Independent Muqtarid. Punjab has been liberated, but for how long is the question. Thanks to Rajputana? No. You're in their safe hands, but as I said, for how long? Because these guys are still... What? What happened? He was on a warrior pilgrimage and... Oh, he died during a warrior pilgrimage. So now his 1-year-old son has it, but he inherits this still powerful army. Well, that's unfortunate for him. Should anything more unfortunate happens, then it looks like West India may have a future after all. While meanwhile, the plague is not coming to India and we are safe. Despite how diseased that South India could be, it can't be any worse than Black Death up there. And since this is in Regency, for some reason I can still go on the tiger hunt while I'm away. Cause why not? It's a local university. It's like you tell the headmaster who it is. It's like, hey, can I go on a tiger hunt? It's like, well, sure. You're the Samarajini. Go ahead. You are the ruler of South India. You have the power to do so. If there are any tigers. Doesn't appear to be. No tigers. Yes, female rulers can hunt tigers. That's only if your capital is in the Indian subcontinent. Which I found that out back when I was Assyria, despite the fact that I was an Assyrian and Nestorian Christian. So tiger hunt is just for anybody for all faiths. As long as there's capital somewhere in the Indian subcontinent, within these territories of the de jure empires. While my training has greatly improved, my physical prowess and my skills in combat has not a positive effect on my looks. My skin has grown rough and blemished by the countless amount of old bruises and small scars. And so what? Looks do not matter. Oh, I'm uncouth. And then again, I'm getting old, so there's no reason for someone to be attracted to me. I'm a holy warrior woman. What else I could be? Oh, just wondering. Bonds are still there, huh? Not a bastard. You're still alive. By the way, would the council improve if I were to start this digital war for Varanasi? Yes, they are, but remember, defensive pact. You don't you do it. Wait a while. He recently took Magadha. Unless he's stupid enough to leave the defensive pact. Or if he dies of cancer and his child rules. Persia ravaged by the plague. The trade routes of the east become less traveled as the force of the plague is spreading across the Persian expanse has increased in frequency. Entire villages are gone from the world of the living. Disregarding the wealth and good harvest the area was enjoying, the reality is stark as death continues to spread and despair paves its road. When will it end? Oh, this part of Arabia hasn't got the plague. It's not even tribal. Strangely enough. almost reached all the way to Spain and Portugal today. While all is quiet on India health-wise, but there's constant conflict out west. So basically, we're just going to call Western India, or parts of Rajasthan, particularly Western Rajasthan, and that area there, as they're dealing with a holy war, which isn't smart. There's this huge army on west, and a just as big army, well, slightly smaller now, out there. So basically, anywhere in Western India, Rajputana and Punjab in particular, and parts of modern-day Pakistan, is the Wild West of India, because of how chaotic it is, whereas in the relative calm in the south, and the strange faith of the East, despite the similarities between Hinduism and Zoroastrianism in actuality. The only difference between the Hindus and Zoroastrians is that the Zoroastrians reject asceticism and monasticism. That's the only difference. Oh, and Zoroastrians are monotheists, but they have dualist themes, you know, the good and evil portion. That's the difference. The Middle East ravaged by the plague. An ominous shadow looms over the regions of the Middle East, as the plague has left little but tragedy in its wake. Reports are scarce. Upon hearing the tales of lone refugees walking the roads, often the sole survivor of the family, the hearts are many torn of why Brahmas would allow this to happen. What's going on in China? It's stable over there, despite the fact it came from China. Maybe they have better hospitals. While we're raising our money and continuing the construction upkeep of such things. Remember to build more structures. For one day, I would like to see a ruler to run the empire that has great stewardship. We need more elephants. That and it just will demonstrate the fact that yes, we are a powerful empire, and we don't need to show off our military of how strong we already are. We are militarily strong, but economically, we're not. That's what this would demonstrate the fact for future generations. And I have not returned from my monastery since I'm a student. Still is. Studying at the Prestige Center of Learning somewhere in India. I would like to think there. Because of that old university that once was there long, long ago in ancient India. Might have been too harsh to the courtiers of Chola Empire, but Chancellor Mayor has managed to calm them down to like me more, just by giving them a half a day off. Thank you, but you only did your job. Keep an eye on that. You may never know. You may never know somehow it would creep across the Indus or through these trade routes, which trade is going well. My marshal's been using my soldiers to extort money. He's forfeited his office, but I don't want to arrest him because it needs to be approved by Regency, and he's a Maharaja. There's going to be a huge rebellion if we try to do that. All you got was that? Oh, skill-wise, but I said the only thing she'd be good for is intrigue, so fine. I'll give you intrigue. I had something else in mind for her, but fate says it otherwise. Yeah, fate. Kingdom of Malwa. There is a claim for Malwa now. And it's my claimant. But would the council approve? Yes, but remember, this would be a huge war, not only against them, but also you would be up against Punjab, the newly liberated Punjab, Kamarupa, and Gujarat. Tibet would not intervene because they're in the middle of some... Oh, they're actually fighting against just to make them pay tribute. Remember, putting my claim on the throne of Malwa, which would be a huge gain, not only to connect the rest of these isolated enclaves within the Chola Empire, but it would also be a huge victory for India in general, just to show that we are an ever-expanding empire, and there's no one else that'll stand our way, be it Zoroastrian, be it Muslim, even though it's kind of tempting fate to say such things. Say, assassinate the young boy, even though the guy would inherit it is a lazy bum. There's no martial skill. Yeah, genius. Yeah, while the world gets sick, here in India, grand plans are coming up. And there's a lot more willing. And it's very cheap. The boy is young. Easy to get rid of. And plus, there's a lot of foreigners in their realm. Including an Anglo-Saxon Muslim, oddly enough. Yeah, as I said, he's got too many foreigners in the court. Some are the same faith, some are not. Send the spy master over to Aurora. That's the capital. The plot thickens. Right, this is it, boys and girls. I have the claim on Malwa. And the only way that I would lose that claim is if I lose this war and if I die. So I must remain alive during this entire time because this may be the only chance where we will get the entire territory. Not just the Dejor Kingdom of Malwa, but also parts of Chola, Bihar, and the non-existent Kingdom of Delhi. I say non-existent because it has not been created. Because it's been split by Malwa, us, and Tibet. And remember, I got this claim due to the marriage of my father and my mother, who was also my aunt. Yes, my mother who was my aunt. That's how I got the claimant. Because she's from there. So. But so who's captive? Rajkumar Kanwal of Malwa. He's not going to get the kingdom. It's going to go to me. It will join the Chola Empire, which is the only way that India can be saved from Tibet, Zoroastrians, and the Muslim West. Only unity can save India. And I know some are against that idea because of my expansionist policies, and therefore they would also join that war on the side of Malwa because of that defensive pact. So like it or not. Again, I will not participate in this war. Not yet, at least. I'm still in the university. Oh, no. There's no disease around here. It's just a little thing. Okay, I have returned. After many months of study, the head of the monastery says they have nothing more to teach me. Now I have extensive knowledge on legal matters. I'm the doctor of law. This person has achieved a considerable knowledge in the field of law. more diplomacy and learning. And I became an Aristotelian. Switched to new philosopher from Chan to Aristotle, which apparently there's some knowledge of that here in India. But more diplomacy means more prestige, and more diplomacy for improved relations, just for added stability. Nobody should take your hand. By the way, what's your learning skill? If you can get +1, we can send you to the local academy. Should go with the retinue. Asia Minor is ravaged by the plague. The atmosphere of the court has grown more tense as the plague raging in Asia Minor has reached me. To disturb the people, the story is circulating. Survivors speak of a cursed ship carrying living corpses come to recruit for their captain of death. The myth lends more credibility each time a coastal city succumbs to the epidemic. Has not ended where it originated. But worry not. We got a war to win. They're busy fighting revolt, and we're taking advantage of it. Gujarati ships are moving. They're probably going to come to the capital. Yes, they are. And the Maharaja is there. We shall meet. So you are first army group. Hey, fight him. If you can defeat him and capture him, the war would be over. So for now, I just only have a rash. Nothing more. Yeah, as you get together, come down to capital and kick these guys out of here. I should have commanded those troops, but oh well. Oh, you lazy bum. It's enough plot power to kill him, so here's a few more. Oh no. I don't know if that's the right idea. I can understand she's greedy and wonderful, but she's an imbecile. She thinks that money is, it's like, ooh, coins, and then not know what it's for. We got him! We got him! As we would say when somebody takes down the most wanted man in the world, but we got him! An easy victory. That's the big moment. Welcome to the Chola Empire. But not quite. It ain't over yet. We have to deal with the revolt. Because this man still wants the throne. Well then, move out. It ain't over yet. Head straight for the capital. And after this is over, we'll figure out what we do from here. Okay, managed to get one of the maids near the Emir. Ah, a Buddhist and a master schemer in Sindhi. Excellent. I thought it was going to be some Muslim who wished to see that boy dead, but no, even better, a Buddhist. Yeah, you're mad that I took your title, but... No, wrong guy, wrong Maharaja, you're thinking of the former. Who now works for us. I will lead the troops. The travel from the east reaches to my court along with his personal bodyguard. Reading from the scroll, he states that the great Emperor Chan demands a tribute of 1,000 heavenly horses from my lands. That would bankrupt me, but it would be a quick one, so we'll halt the construction for the time being. Go back to my old philosophy? Contradictory figure. You could say, yeah, my time of that little monastery, prestige center of learning. It's like, yes, I became a doctor at law, but Aristotelian is a totally foreign philosophy here in India, so, and I'm in no mood to be stressed, so I'll go back to my old philosophy. So halt the construction on both of these things. We'll have them finished some other time. And subsequently slow the reinforcement of the retinue here. So you'll get your horses. It's just temporary. Hold your horses. And start assaulting because we need to get rich quick. Plots revealed. We got wool cloths. Come on, hurry up. We got a box of jewelry. Is that the Black Death? No consumption. Usual substance. Substance. The hell kind of wording are you using? We'll fight against these guys. While you try to march on. Southern Europe, ravaged by the plague. Panic is rising as the plague reaps its victims across southern Europe. Peasants and nobles alike are gathered in churches to pray mercy from their god, as even great Rome has become littered with corpses. Many fear that the taint is sent by him as punishment for the people's sins. Again, never came to Tibet in India, and it's finally ended in China. Part of it, the Western Protectorate region of China. Yeah, hire some other maid. See if it works to get rid of that little Emir. Who has this bloodline where... Well, we gotta stop that. Combat skill. We got him. The world is too cruel for children. Okay. Now there's a new dynasty. Named after Yahya. Now he inherits this very powerful army, in which he's on the defense to defend this little boy. And if he has no heirs, then... Okay, as long as he got rid of the guy who founded that bloodline, that conqueror bloodline of sorts. He's got his wives. Be happy with it. I'm sure we'll deal with him some other time. I would say, if he threatens the Rajputana, then I will have to intervene. Because this would be a great time to, you know, put a stop to them, and India will be saved. Another envoy from China arrives at court. Tells me that he himself is a gift, a token of gratitude for our emperor, and says that he's an excellent governor of trade if I need his services. Well, I can't spend it. Well, I can get grace. Okay. I'll let him govern the trade. Chola gets trade governor. Increases the value, income, and wealth. And some grace. some other separate conflict. I gotta do something about Little Gunwanda. Wait, since they're small, I thought vassalizing them would be an option. Alright. Restore the construction. Resume. That's the word. Yeah, we'll be over soon. Since we got good trade nowadays. Oh, that's worse. Okay. 100%. The Empire is now secure. And if I want to, I can create a Kingdom of Delhi. Which I'll probably give it to that guy, since he's the Raja of that region. Which gives us de jure claimant wars against Tibet to take the rest of the counties. Of course, it would cost me a bit of money. Again, we own all the areas except for Stanhatsavara, Hastinapur, and Delhi itself. Hastinapur, which I remember the name, because that was the capital at that time during the Mahabharata epic. That was their main setting, which is up there, mind you, just north of Delhi, which is the capital of modern Republic of India, which is not going to be the capital of the Chola Empire. No, our heart and home still belongs to Cholamandalam. Now, let's get it. It will be... Well, dang, why did you tell me you were in prison? Agnatic cognitive primogeniture, just like mine. Well, I can't give you, Oh, I imprisoned you. Oh, then, Right, this was a circumstance of civil war. Okay. How do you feel about... Oh, he'll be alright once I let him out of prison and give him the kingdom. He'll be happy with me. That's if you are willing to pay. Greedy. Greedy person you are. Yeah, our empire is ever powerful, but will be as time rolls on. But the retinue should stay in this region in case if we have to, well, intervene something small, but maybe the revolt war of yours. Yes, we can. Because how many are they on your end? Okay, we'll intervene on your behalf. We're only sending the retinue, not the whole army, because people are going to get mad. We'll be alright. One part of it is still Abbasid, this mosque. These guys are still around? Yeah, the former Zoroastrians are still around. Alright. Now, the kingdom of Delhi is yours. Which is a small kingdom, but we can get you some... We can get you these three some other time, unless you do it yourself. Now, who wants Malwa? Because that one is considerably a small kingdom in itself. Not him, he rebelled. And this is the former. Oh yeah, tribute 10. Well, you're going to lose that one after what we did to you. Or this one. Or how about you? Rashtrakuta Hindustani. Entirely new dynasty. That isn't from them. Otherwise that would be too much. So, you will have Malwa. Even though you would also own that part, which of course, Delhi isn't gonna like it. But we'll make it up to them in the future. So there. Claimant war is established, but what about in other places like Gujarat? How we can, make that happen? There is one man, but he's stressed. Stressed? Dingavarjan, which cancels it out. But he could potentially still die of stress. Like if I were to gain one piece of territory or whatnot, give it to Gujarat, to this Rajkumar here, and then we'll press that claim and then kingdom into empire. I'm gonna have to let you go. I'm gonna stop being a tributary, which we can force vassalization on you. Which will happen in the next episode. But first, let's help out Rajputana. Allegiance to the Eightfold Path. That is the secret Buddhist monastic. Secret Buddhist society. It's not monastic, it's secret. It's Gavelkan, right? Yeah. Burn it. The boy gets everything. What the boy wants, the boy gets. So let's finish this. Where's your enemy? This is just a little brief intervention. My grandmaster and lover has passed away. Africa is ravaged by the plague. Death is haunting the continent of Africa as the plague is spreading among its inhabitants. Blackened bodies laying around in the sun, and the stench is unbearable. Many have fled to the larger settlements, but the epidemic follows, with the bodies flowing down the Nile and the Niger. Well, India is fortunate that the plague never came down here. Fighting for the claimant of Malwa. I can take the continent of Bihar. And that leaves him with nothing. Well, he's got Bengal, so... Well, you will be rewarded for this. Okay. It's gonna cost a lot. Now it's the Zoroastrian Kingdom of Bengal, and you will be its Maharaja of Bihar. So Magadha is Hindu once again. That's 3 kingdoms we got. And coming soon, the 4th, for this little one to be vassalized. Actually, no. Take this one. Just have that same type of childhood focus as your sister. Just take this one holding and then we'll deal with rebels. Or we can just go home. Move to here. Also, can't we ask him that? No? He says that he's Maharaja, but if I expand, which the threat level is so high that the world is against me. What? come on, everybody knows the fact that this would be a quick war if we do that. Vassalization war. Even if the entire world is against me. And that would be its last conquest. Should I or should I not? And I'll rank up to expert. Who's the new Grandmaster? Sisapa. It seems everybody's Hindustani in that part. What's going on? Maurya Kingdom is a holy war for Kashmir. Maurya? Ah, Punjab. But the Seljuks are with them, which would be a problem. Because they will be there on the defense. Because they're already up there in the mountains of Kashmir. Well, meanwhile, he's made another gain. He took Makaran. Even though that place is plague-ridden. As I said, should I not? This may be the stupidest move I could pull off yet. She became patient. Yeah, she'll definitely be in the economy. How many holdings? Oh, this is going to be very easy. But remember, there's this defense pact is up so high that pagans, Mazdans, Muslims, and the Eastern ones are all going to get at me if I even make a move on declaring such a war against them. But in reality, we can take them all on in a very quick succession if we could just beat the army, take all its holdings, very quickly by assault, and then we have it. And everyone else can go to hell. Actually, just wait for them to make a move. Let them fight to death. If that time comes, then the opportunity presents them. I noticed the increase in traders come from the east since I employed Wu Shen as trade governor. Let the silk flow. Now I'm an expert. Tell you what. Just wait for them to raise troops so we know when the war is coming. Because I'm more concerned about the Mazdans than anything else. Hi, I'm wondering, since Bengal exists, does anybody have a claimant on that? Plenty, but there's one. There's two, but younger. Yeah. Because I recall that Karlokids were the original residents in that area before the Zoroastrians moved in and took it all over. So that's an idea. Get Bengal through claimant in the future, and then it's just no longer using the necessity for holy wars. So maybe, who knows, maybe we can have a double empire, as in I'm a Samrajani of Deccan and Bengal empires. And sooner we'll get to the more complex Rajasthan. Thank you very much. Yeah, I still have this rash. which needs to be rid of somehow. Again, that threat level ain't gonna go down very much anytime soon, even with the best of chancellors. So, just for now, wait for them to make a move, and then we will go get them. But if he's gonna declare war on somebody, it's gonna be them. They're the weakest. All the more reasons of why I should vassalize them. That area. Oh, why not against Tibet for? Yep, I knew they were gonna do it. That's what I was worried about. But remember, everybody's gonna come at you. Everybody's coming. Including Big Bad Tibet. Well, not what it used to be. They still have a bone to pick with me. They're busy. And they have a pact against me. Doesn't have a pact against me either. But we could fight a religious liberation, which is the only practical way of, one would say, getting back at them. Wouldn't that create a separate Sultanate of Sind? Since there's already one in existence? Maybe just wait for them to be conquered by the rest, and then we'll get back at them. But even then... No, pact does not include them. We'll think about our future plans for the next episode. Just stop in January. You already thought enough that your brain hurts. Because one thing's for certain in the next episode. I want this as part of the continued expansion, and this would be the last one to expand ever. Because it was the biggest gain that the Chola Empire's ever gotten, which one would think it should be called the unofficial Empire of India, but it's not quite united yet. There's still much more work to do. Because after this little war, which I am most likely going to go for, and I may or may not regret it, but it's going to happen. Because it's the only way. Told you. Well, the only thing for certain, as I say that a lot, is after this, then there's going to be a long period of peace. Unless there's a possibility I may intervene in holy wars in the West if I will feel like I'm going to go kill me some bad guys. Especially them. They're the ones I worry more than the Seljuks. And also occasionally go out and raid the Republic for more money, if needed. I'm 46 years old. I still have an empire to run. And for this future Samrat to rule an empire, which he will bring our empire to its golden age. He will be the herald of that. As the Black Death is starting to tone itself down in the areas, since it continues to rage all over Europe and now it's coming across the steppes. India is fortunate to not suffer under the plague, as chaotic as the region has been. But we hope for more chaos to occur in the next episode. I can't think of a better way to say those parting words, but until then, so long for now.